So that's what I think. And then in terms of the other things, like the tools, like we can still use AI to assist us, right? Like in production, in information, we got AI in Logic Pro now. So like I can ask Logic Pro, like, yo, I'm trying to do this. Is this possible in Logic Pro? How do you do it? Walk me through it step by step. So now I'm more efficient in Logic because all I have to do is think of something that I want to do in Logic. I talk to ChatGPT and then it shows me exactly how to do it without me having to flip through the manual or watch a bunch of YouTube videos. Next thing you know, it's been 2 hours and now I'm watching videos on more gear and not what I originally searched on YouTube. And then I'm on Sweetwater buying something that I had no intention on buying. And then the track never got done, but I got a new piece of gear. So like to avoid all of that, we just use AI. And then I think just knowing the tools that are there, knowing how to use them efficiently to help your workflow work more faster. And then you just gonna beat people. You just gonna win because people who aren't up on the tools, they're gonna be doing things the old way, not as efficient. And then you just gonna pass them up. So yeah, John C, what's up, man? Glad you can catch it as well. Janelle says, if a library showed interest in your music and downloaded the playlist, how long before you follow up? Should I follow up? I don't really follow up. Like, not like that. Like, if it's maybe like after a month or something and I haven't heard anything, I may follow up with more music. But if they're downloading it and I'm seeing activity, I just chill because I feel like, yo, like, especially if they download it, it's just like, okay, they're listening, they're checking it out. And then if I see them go back and I'm seeing like multiple plays, then I just kind of chill because, you know, it may be something in the works and then they going to hit you back when they need it. They're just kind of, they're collecting things. And sometimes it just really takes a while, man, for these companies to get back with you. Just because they're going through like and listening to everything, you know what I mean? But I feel like if they're listening multiple times and they're downloading, they're gathering. I feel like they're gathering, and then they'll be reaching out once they have an actual use for sure. What's up, Diesel on the track? Also, if a library signs you but you don't hear again from them, you message them, they say they'll get back to you, but they don't. Are they busy or were you ghosted? That's crazy. That does feel like ghosting. Which is weird because like y'all signed me. Like I didn't force y'all to do this. Like, I could have went on about my life, but you wanted to sign. They may be busy. I mean, they may be busy. But I have heard that happening. Things like, yeah, we're gonna hit you back. But they get busy and then like priorities and stuff change. So, you know, if you sent them something and they just don't have an immediate need, you know, they may just have refocused on another project that might be priority. And then once they have a need, sometimes you kind of pop up as long as you kind of stay top of mind, just kind of check in here or there. Hey, anything I can help with? Need anything? You can do that as well. But then if you like, if you keep getting like the cold shoulder, I would go focus on the companies that's hit me back at the end of the day. Like I'm not gonna stick around too long and just keep getting ghosted. Like at some point I'm gonna just be like, all right, like y'all hit me up when y'all need something. I'm about to go put this music to work. Yeah. LW says you barely speak English well. Oh, you must be talking about you must be talking about my Spanish comment. Listen, man, we do our best, all right? We do our best. English ain't easy. Number one, like English is not easy. It's complicated. Like we have so many words that sound the same and then they mean different things. And then we have words that look the same and mean different things. And then we have words, it's the same word, but depending on how you use it, it means something completely different. English is crazy. Like, I don't care what nobody says. English makes no sense. And then this alphabet, all these letters, the same letter has like 7 different sounds. Like, what's up? Like, it's just too much. It's too much. Like, if I wasn't born in America and I had to learn English, I would absolutely be frustrated. 100%. Like, what is this? What is this? English is overly, unnecessarily complicated. 100%. I don't understand it. Anyways, do all my beats need to be copyrighted before I submit them to libraries? Dun, dun, dun. This is a controversial question. The politically correct answer would be yes, copyright everything. My personal answer is no, I'm not about to take the time to pay for all these individual copyrights before I submit it to a library. That's my answer. It's my personal approach. You don't have to do it, but that's how I do it. Sometimes full songs though, like it depends on the situation, man. Like if I'm working like I'm working with like artists on some label stuff, I'm copyrighting those songs because that stuff goes through way too many hands and stuff gets leaked and like, yeah, I say deal with that stuff up front for sure. But I'm knocking out like so many like instrumental cues and stuff. Like I would probably spend more on copyrights than I would make trying to keep up with all that stuff. So yeah, Zim Zada is in the building. What's up, Zim? Gaba Music Works. If I make a new version of a song and the duration of the song is different, should I just retitle it on BMI? It's a different recording. Yeah, I would probably retitle it something like you like put in parentheses or like whatever version or remix or something. Unless you're like replacing the original version, then you know it could just stay the same. So yeah. Will there be an online opportunity to view shades? Not live. Unfortunately, it's only in person. A recorded version, we don't necessarily guarantee on the front end because we have to see how that works out. Because in the past that has not worked out. Once we went and reviewed stuff, technical issues won. Let's just put it that way. So we'll see. But at the time, no, it's in person only. Same thing in FL Studio with the new AI chatbot. Shout out to FL. I'm telling you, man. New gear, gas. Dude, I was watching a random video on YouTube and this guy had mentioned, he had called it gear addiction syndrome. And I just laughed because I was just like, we just all have the same struggles. We are not that different. Trust me. Yeah, dude. So like, yeah, it's like, here, let me see if I can pull it up. Rodney Darkchild Jerkins was talking about the same solution of managing a team of people to bring the project to fruition. Yeah, like true production. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so let's use Michael Connor, for example. Michael Connor is like the string specialist, right? So if a publisher wants some realistic strings or they want somebody to write strings for an actual orchestra to play to, then they know they can hit him up and he can do something unique that a lot of other producers can't do. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Or if you know how to, you know, put together a brass section, right? Like, you know what makes a dope brass section and how to write for that. Or a high school band, or not a high school band, but just like a band, like a marching band, right? You know, if you know how to write parts for a marching band because they want an album of marching band music, like authentic marching band music, that's a specialty skill right there. Like, I don't know too many producers who know. I know one John Quest. He's in the community too, because he's actually I think it's a high school band director, and he played in band and like so. He can make that joint sound legit because he gets it. So that's a specialty. So B-Rad says, I've been producing on GarageBand since day one with library acceptances. I've mostly mastered it and prefer not to change. Have you seen others use it successfully, or should I think of changing? Bro, you've gotten stuff accepted with GarageBand. You can absolutely keep using GarageBand. 100%. Like I've made beats and pitched them and got them signed in GarageBand. That was my first dog. Listen, at the end of the day, man, you get it to sound good however you get it to sound good. If you can, as long as you can go back to that session or, create stems from it and you get it where it needs to be quality wise, they don't care. They don't care. I think the only time a publisher hit me up about like using a specific software, it was for like this orchestral dramedy album. I think they wanted me to download, was it Sibelius or something like that for the notation? But I think Logic has it where you can like print the notation thing, but I think they wanted it specifically in that DAW or something. But outside of that, they don't really care. And then they ended up just going with my native instrument strings. They was like, you know what? We figured it'll be like, excessive to put a real orchestra over these, so let's just forget it. I was like, cool. It works for me. Can I use RealCrafter for my first pitch to a library? 100%. Absolutely, you can. Yep. LV Drizzle in the building. Yesterday made my 103 tracks in a production company. Mind you, about 6 to 8 aughts that's usable in a 7-month period, and about 60 of them tracks is exclusive. Wow. Let's go. And they got 50 registered so far with the PRO. Let's go. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, different influences. Listen, we learned about Allison and her musical influences. Man, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like she gave us the whole rundown in LA when we had the Sync Producer Hub meetup. Like it's crazy how like what you listen to growing up can have in terms of impact on your production and your writing when you become like a producer. It's amazing because your ear is just like trained to certain things. Like you just hear stuff. So yeah,